of celebration, magic, a story, and young life. It is a pleasure to hold this event looking towards the future, and I'm pleased to welcome you from Young Life, Wormley Free Church, Hartford Theatre, Brimsdown, Ponders End, Northumberland Park, Tottenham. Sorry, just reminded me of that. I'd also like to welcome guests. So sit back, relax, and let the evening commence.
That solves my problem. You won't be needing me. first of all, so whoever it lands closest to. Must be some better quality ones. These ideas are quite sorry. Anyone? Anyone like books? No one likes books anymore. Oh, there's it. Anyone? I just need someone. I need to read someone's mind. Please. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Would you like to come up and join me? Up here. Now I have 3 books here. 3 books. And I'll show you what these books are. We have Amazing Card Tricks, personal favourite. We have Stig of the Dump, read that once. And we have The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat. I thought that was actually called Oliver Sacks, so yeah, that's the author. So we have 3 books here, and you have a choice of the 3. Have you got a preference at the moment?
Do I choose one now?
You can.
Other than that, the man who was talking about that.
Great. Well, I haven't. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. We'll try. I'll just get a quick gist of the story. Okay. So now that I've got a gist of the plot, I'll do this. So what I'm going to do is just rip through the pages like so. And just tell me to stop whenever you are. Whenever you're happy. So here we go.
Stop.
Like that. Let's take that from me. Could you open the book now to that page where you stopped? I don't want to see this, so you're right away from me. How could you, I guess it's your left, the left page.
Yeah.
Have a look at that first word. Now the reason we do this with books is because when we ask people to think of a random object, it's not usually random. It's either a cat or a house or a love heart or a smiley face. It's always quite an obvious choice. So this generates a completely random word. Now this, I'm having trouble with this word. It's quite, it's an unusual word, I think. Quite unusual. Is it, oh, this would be my own question. Is it a name? No, it's not a name. First word's not a name. Okay. So that's I was just wondering if that's what's making it a somewhat tricky word. Is it a condition?
Yep.
By any chance, this condition? Or what's that? Medical?
Yep.
What book is this? Okay. This is quite topical actually. We've recently had in the theatre, we had this act the other day. Is the word Tourette's?
Yeah. How did you do that?
I'm intrigued by this bit. I'm going to read the book. Now this takes us on to the next stage of mind reading, because that's sort of, last year we did prediction, now this year is mind reading, just a bit different. Now this one's a novel. I'm going to need you all to stand up for me. Thank you very much. Now, next stage, we'll break all awkwardness. Present. What I need you to do is to go into pairs. Double up, so find a partner, basically.
Yeah.
We can go.
Good try, triple. This has never been done before, ever. next stage you need to do for me is one of you needs to hold the other one's wrist. Because one of you needs to decide who's going to do just to make sure you're all alive. Doesn't matter what you've each got a wrist you're holding on to. Now, the person holding on to the wrist, the person holding on, I need you just to close your eyes. Now the other person, the person who's being held by the wrist, I need you to think of a fruit. Now I've got you to go into pairs. Which fruit you want? Absolutely anyone. Really, really generate a brand new fruit that you think you're happy with. So whatever fruit you fancy. Now just think of that in your mind, nice and bold. Brilliant, thank you. Now you can open your eyes and let go of the wrist. Now the person holding the wrist, could you tell the other person what fruit you think they were thinking of? So that's interesting. Experiment. So now, if you didn't get a match, could you please take a seat? We didn't get a match. So we have eliminated the vast majority of the audience. The most receptive of us are still standing. So may I please have a volunteer from who's still standing to this next routine? Brilliant, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Too easy.
What's your fruit like? Banana. Okay, banana. Great. So we're going to do the same sort of thing with the book. This time more unique. This one's going to be more of a reflection on what you're thinking rather than what the book is giving you. So here we just have a set of business cards. They're like my business cards. They're blank on one side. What I need you to do is just take the business cards, turn the top one over, and then what I'm going to do is give you this pen, and you can just draw a little picture on there of whatever you want, within reason. Again, not a cat or a smiley face or a heart or something too easy, obvious, because everyone goes for that. So there you go. Let's just take those business cards and the pen. And this blank on the back, so turn the top card over. Better right, so it's now draw whatever you like, sort of something nice and short, between sort of 5 and 10 seconds, just something easy, but not too obvious. Now I don't want to see this, obviously. Yeah?
Hold on.
Right. This is detail.
Yeah, no, I do. No, it's supposed to be.
Right. So you've got that. Good, I'll take the pen back. I'm going to need that in a moment. Thank you. Now, can you turn the top card back over so it's not visible anymore?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you. I'm going to take these back. There's at the top, but I want to click so that's the top. Okay. So, what were you thinking about? I don't know. I'm reading your eyes. Well, just think about what you would have might drawn in a spare of the moment thing. Because this again, we'll see, it's similar, or the pressure, or the time restriction made it a similar choice. So what I'm going to do is take your card off. Now, this is difficult for me to just take it off and put it in my pocket without looking. So what I'm going to do is try and make it really obvious that I'm not looking. There we go. In there, pocket, done. I've got no cameras in my pocket. That's just the first thing I would say. So that's in there. That's in my pocket. The next stage, what we need to do, is I'm going to draw a picture on there as well. That. Yeah, I'm going to draw a picture on the top. Also. Right. That. Just to double check this. So you're drawing.
No, it's not.
Hmm?
Don't come in.
Well, how would it for it from there? It is in there.
No. Ah, yes, it is.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Just there.
Yeah.
So. I know you're interested. Somehow. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to put your card on. Get rid of that. Like that. So now that that's gone, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw something on top. Right. Right. And now we top card up like this. Now just think vividly of what your drawing was. Now, I'm going to go for a shape, just because most people go for either a circle or triangle usually. Triangle's a big one. Darryl Brown usually says triangle. Now this is different because it's not a book, it's not text, this could be anything that you're thinking of at the time. I have no idea what it is. No idea what that is. I'm going to write on it, just in case that's that. Turn it back over so you can't see it. I'm going to put it, I'll put it on this chair here. Like so. So the next thing to do is to take your card from that one. Now, your card's there, and again, just to make it certain. Take that, double check that, have a look at that.
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
That's not my drawing. Now we'll see if these match. We'll see if these match up. That's my drawing. For the first time, would you like to have a look at that drawing for me? Are they similar? In any way? It's not what it is.
No.
What did you draw?
Pizza.
Oh, come on.
Okay, it's close.
Just take your pizza.
It's a very bad
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yours is bird's eye view. That's
Yeah.
why I did it, but I don't know if these are visible.
It's very tiny.
I
should have listened to your voice.
just to compare it.
I should have written it.
That's okay. There's more of a drawing. But thank you very much. My next routine is something I've done many a time. Many of you have seen. But it's the vanishing of an object. Magicians love to do this. This is usually the one I do. You roll it around in your hand, show it quite plain and simply in your hand, like so. And then you just take it like that, and you blow. Now, we're going to take this a step further, because after a while, the audience start burning the other hand. So, yeah, I'm going to take this a step further. Now, could I please hold on to it? I want to see your face, please. I've got nothing else to actually. I'm going to throw this. Please try.
Pretty decisive.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I have a seat for you here. Good, thank you very much for bringing this back. So you are going to be the eyes and ears of the audience. You've got the advantage of close up of what's going on. Okay. So, here we have the red book. I'm going to just hold that. Where's the Is that correct?
Yeah.
Now there's different different ways of doing this, whereas that's more of a rolling one. If I do this, I can easily take it off like that. With the roll now. Over there again. Correct. Now you can see this side, because that was a tape over there, but this time I could actually really go like that. And now you know it is. Okay, so you get the gist of it, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Right. We'll do that one more time. This one's going to be hard, because I want to go next to the door. Whereabouts is this?
Logic says that one, so I'll say that one.
This one. This one. Do you see that? So we'll try again, we'll try again. You roll it like this. You roll it like that. You take your needle. Rotate. Correct. So it's always going to always rotate. So I'm going to show you this one. I'll show you this one. Difficult, as long as they're ready. There it is. This one's going to be more difficult.
I'll play on that one.
Back in the pocket. So we'll do this one more time. Just simply, I don't know what we'll do this time. We'll go 1, you can't see that. It's in that hand. So what I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, like that. So where is that bridge?
I think I know where it is, but I'll say that one.
Correct. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
It's behind me.
Thank you very much. So that's a little routine I want to do. The next routine I'm going to do is an ESP routine. Using these ESP cards. Now, I've only got a set of 5 this time. I usually have a larger pack of ESP cards, 5 of each, but this time only 1. So we have the star, the square, the circle, the cross, and the wavy lines. Now for this one, I'm going to come down because these are quite small. I'll only do it on this table here, just to sort of mix in and make it more personal on a personal level. And you're not going to be able to see this, but I'll try my best to show you it visually. So what we have, so why would you like to do this?
Sure.
Yeah, brilliant. So we have the set of 4. We have the cross, the circle, the square, the wavy lines, and the star. Please take one of these, whatever one you feel happy with. And that really gives me a good idea of what the next one you're going to do is going to be. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these in a certain range. Now, so you don't know the order of these now. I'm going to put this face down on the table. So what I'm doing is putting the ESP cards face down on the table. There's now 4 of them. One of them has been taken out, it's the circle. There's 4 face down. So now we have these 3 sets. What am I going to do? I'm going to take this one out. Take this little envelope. I'm taking the little red envelope out now. I'm going to place it down onto the table, just there. Now we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which one would you like out of these?
I'll go with that.
That one right there? So don't look at that whatsoever. So you've selected one. So that's face down on the table. In this little red envelope, we have a lid. And that's the start. Okay? In the envelope. Empty. That was on the table before you picked. You could have picked anyone. Empty. Please have a look at what you picked. What is it?
Exactly what you said it.
The star. It's the star. There we go. Okay. Thank you very much. Now this evening, as much as an experiment as the magic itself this evening, a lot of this I've never done before to an audience, and it's interesting, especially doing mind reading. It's none of this has been in my show as of yet, but especially with ESP, it's something I've recognized. So what we're going to finally do is do a prediction routine, going back to the roots of the shape, and that involves this little numerical, I guess, combination mark. It has a combination on there. You can't, none of you can see the numbers from that. What I need, if possible, has anyone got a ring I can borrow? Yeah? Brilliant. I'll come down. I'm just going to unlock this lock. Thankfully, I'm the only person in the world who knows what this relation is. Drew, can you please put the ring on that relation? Locked. Luckily I remember. I'm going to put that just there. Now, I need another volunteer to come rescue the ring. And you can do it yourself if you like. Does the ring mean a lot to you? What did it? Yeah. Yeah? So if you'd like to bring the lock up with you, I don't want to touch the lock anymore. I want to just be clear that it's generally locked now. And what we're going to need is a stack of cards which we'll receive on this table. So if you could just give the dials a little sort of twiddle, just make sure it's generated a random number on there, and give it a little pull just to make sure that's really locked. There's no right off now. Really. So if you could just place that down on that table there, probably. We're going to generate the number. Now I've predicted this number before the show, and I've set that number as the way of means of unlocking the lock. Now I've also learned through performing, using playing cards of this size aren't very good with an audience of this size because you can't see them because it's quite dark, it's quite far away. So I've got ones that are slightly bigger. I'm not sure if that counts at all. Right. So you have this deck of cards that we have 4 different ones. The picture ones are sort of like that. So they're not that big as such. Right, what I'm going to do is give them a little mix up. And we're going to generate the code through the values of the cards. So obviously there's no 10 on a combination lock. So 10 in this case will be 1, Jack will be 2, Queen will be 3, and King will be 4. Just for the sake of this routine. Right. Here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do, as I just did, mix it up, figure one more mix up. We'll start off by doing a riffle, I think. So I'm going to riffle through it. Just tell me to stop whenever you want. Right there. Please take that card out for me. And what number have you got? 7. Okay. The ring may look slightly weird with that attached to it. Forever. That's it. So we have a 7. We can get rid of that card now. I think just to eliminate possibilities. I'll give this another mix up. Now, we'll do the simplest of things. We'll do a pick a card trick. I'll go through the deck cards. So, could you please place your finger on any of the cards that you see? Right there. And please take that from the deck. Which number have you got now? Okay, 8. Well, the first number. Second, 7, 8. Alright. We'll go again, I think. This time I'm doing a follow through of this. Could you please tell me when to stop?
Stop.
Yeah? Say that out. What number have we got? 4. 7, 8, 4. Probably couldn't be more off picture on it. That's okay, we'll keep going. This time I'll spread through the cards. You can take anyone you like. This is your choice. Jack, so 2. So what we got? 7, 8, 4, 2. Right. And we'll do one more. Even though there's only 4 numbers. This time, could you please take these cards and fan through them for me? we had 7, 8, 4, 2, 5. 7, 8, 4, 2, 5. We have 5 numbers. Just for the sake of this reasoning, I'm going to eliminate one of these numbers. This is only 4. I was meant to be more subtle. So we have 7, 4, 2, 5. I've eliminated the 8 just because I think that's it. But we have the jack and 5, and then we also have 7 and 4. Please could you enter that code used the combination of them, please? Or was it? Yeah, that's the one. Yes, yeah. Yes, it's 4 now. No, they're all working on the line. Relaxing, man. Thank you very much. Now, after that, I'm just going to take a little break just to have some noodles from over there. I'll return the plates, not these ones, for hygiene reasons. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and see you after the break. Thank you.
Now is the time to step it up. Step up the performance. Step up the jeopardy. Step up the mystery. Now is the time to introduce the next heroes of magic. They come to mystify and perplex your minds in a manner no one ever thought possible. Ladies and gentlemen, on with the magic!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen! Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, I am the great Gilbert, purveyor of magic, founder of the magic circle of Clandidno, the magic triangle of Bristol, and the magic rhombus of Harlem.
And my name is Warwick. I shop at Aldi.
And together, we are the Great Gilberts!
And Warwick.
We don't just do magic, we are magic! But now, on with the magic!
need to apologise to you tonight because some of you may be showing symptoms and suffering from those symptoms and of having had your mind blown. And we realise that you have seen something incredible and mystifying, and that some of you will have difficulty readjusting to normal life after our performance.
Sorry, I don't mean to be a pain, but I did actually buy them. It's like only $2.50, but I'll catch up again later.
That's okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now we don't only perform. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to teach.
Yes, of course, we aren't going to show you how we do our magic because that would be madness and silliness.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, James Hurd. Christopher Hendon. And Charlotte Quant. You see, we teach magic techniques. We don't teach tricks. But we'll give you the power to learn the tricks we know. I will get them. You see, to be a magician takes great body control. Control comes from the mind. Control comes from the neck. And control comes from the head. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we will measure quite how much control you can give by attaching these pedometers. You will be required to shake your head, and the winner gets the highest score. When I say, there we go. Each has naught. Okay, when the music starts, you will shake your head. In 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. No, shake it. Shake. Okay. Now we do it. Okay. Okay. We have 15.
Yeah!
We have 28. Whoa. And 42. I need a back. I've got a workshop in Clondalkin next week. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for our contestants as they take their seats. Before we leave you, we've got one more trick. You see, I, the great Gilbert, am teaching Morris to be a magician like me. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Morris would like to present his own trick. Ladies and gentlemen, before your very eyes. Before your very eyes, we will present the Orb of Wando. Ladies and gentlemen, before your very eyes, you will see a sphere fly. Ladies and gentlemen, the Orb of Wando. Oh, see how it floats. See?
table no.
Just, we've got to go, really. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to be with you tonight.
I'm going to join you.
You want to join us?
Aren't they good?
Yes!
You want to join the great...
You want to be a magician?
Yes. I've been practicing.
Mate, you're no big... Ooh.
Good.
He can't be.
All right.
He hasn't
Here we
got
go.
tape.
Yeah. All right, show us you. Okay, you got a flower, mate. We've all done that.
Have you?
No.
Pound coin. You're right, this one.
Ooh, rich kid, are you?
Right. Pound coin.
Pound coin no wonder, is it? All right, okay, that's going to pay for a bit of my bus fare.
What do you think of that?
I give it a 6 out of 10, but mate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Card trick. Everyone wants card tricks. I need a volunteer. Yeah. I'm just going to give you a number between 5 and 50. 8. I'm going to count any cards out. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Have a look at that card from me. That top card, the card down out to you. Just think of that card. Right. Just close your eyes. I'm just not reading my
Okay.
Okay, yes, it's the 7 of diamonds.
Yep.
Oh, yes. See? Was it 7 diamonds?
Okay.
That's 7 diamonds.
10 of hearts, mate.
Okay, well, I'm just practicing still. Potential, right?
Potential. But you ain't made it through the boot camp.
I think that after we've come back from our world tour, the great Gilbert here could become your mentor. He has mentored me. Everything I have learned is from him. I look up to him. And you too could look up to him if he becomes your mentor.
That'd be amazing, please.
Well, we'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, I've been the Great Gilbert.
And I am Morris.
And together we are the Great Gilberts.
And Morris.
We don't just do magic, we are magic. Good night.
I live up to it. Really do. I'll try. Now, I was going to tell you about a story I've had with Young Life, because that's really what this evening is about. It's about Young Life, and it's about the future. I wrote the story down on a piece of paper. But luckily it's all in my mind, and it's what I'm going to be using tonight. I think most of you have probably heard my testimony before, so it's not going to be the same. It's going to be more based around Young Life as such. So I just wanted to give you a brief story, really, of the journey I've had with Young Life, because it's what's brought me here today, and most of you here today, without connections. I'm not sure if they're going to appear halfway through. I'm not going to let them know, otherwise they'll be back there for a long time. I'm sure they'll come out. I'm sure they'll come out. So, I think it must have been back in 2011 or 12. I went to the Boxbourne School. I was expecting that response. And I met a very good friend, Joe Gibbs. Yes, a bigger whoop. I couldn't have the school having a bigger whoop than Joe. So I met Joe Gibbs, and we got along like a house on fire. We used to laugh a lot together. We used to mess around, I guess, throw books out the window. No, nothing of the sort. But we had a lot of fun. And one day he just came up to me and said, "Oh, would you like to come along to this thing called Young Life?" I said, "Yeah. What is Young Life?" And he said, "Young Life is a club where you come along and play crazy games. You meet a lot of like-minded people, and there's a 10-minute talk about God in it." I thought, "Oh, okay." Now, in my mind at this point, because I usually imagine things quite vividly before something happens, and I imagine this sort of very bleak hall with fluorescent light bulbs, quite similar to those. That's why I haven't got them on tonight. Hard plastic chairs in a big circle, where we all sit and talk to each other, have a lot of fun, sort of play fun games like heads down, thumbs up, things like that. So I went along anyway, to see what because he went along and said how good it was, and there was a few people at the school who said they went. I went along, and it was nothing like that. Nothing at all. Hopefully, this evening's going to be a slight little insight into Young Life. That's really what it's about. It's about fun. It's about getting together with like-minded people, having crazy games. Just really be able to relax, but most importantly, be yourself. That's what I really found while going. And one of the things that happened at the end of my first club was I sat at the back of the room. I was observing what was going on. I was maybe a little bit shell-shocked, to say the least. But I was a little bit Young Life. Yes, no, I think most people probably go through the same things when they do it first thing. And leaders approached me. I think Ed was one of the first people to approach me up at the back. And he said, "Oh, hi, what's your name?" I said, "Oh, it's Eddie." "Nice name." And he said that ever since, every single time. Pretty much. And then I was approached by Rich, one of the Young Life leaders who sort of, one of the first people I met at Young Life. And he really got to know me. He asked me a lot about what I did, asked me about magic, so I was interested in that. He said, I quote from Rich, from myself. He said, "So what do you think of that?" And I said, "That's mental. See you next week." I've been coming ever since then, up until last year, and really, a fantastic journey. I think the next big step of Young Life was Rich messaged me one of these days and said to me, "Oh, I heard you do magic. Would you like to start me our talent show?" It was by message, and I was very hesitant. Just because I was scared, really. I'd only ever performed at home before to family and friends, and that was really all that I performed to. So this would have been my first public performance as such, more to people that didn't know what I did or I'd never performed to do before. But I did it anyway, and that was really the first step. And I was received by this audience that were the loudest audience I've ever been received by, the most loving, they were the most encouraging audience I think I'd ever performed to before. that really, taking something that I'd done privately and taking it to public and seeing that it was received well was just fantastic. So there was this really underlying thing with Young Life that was a real feeling of acceptance when you walk through the door, and especially with Magic. Everyone just accepted me for what I did, for my style and that sort of thing. That was with everything. I just walk through the door and talk about whatever and be accepted. So the years went on, and I missed my first opportunity to go on there and camp. Regrettably, afterwards I heard about how fun it was, all the videos and photos, and really sort of, I wish I went to that. So I went the next year, and it was mad to begin with. Got there, and I thought, oh no, this is out of my comfort zone, because I used to being at the back, being quite reserved. I thought, oh, you really have to jump into this. There's a lot of craziness, a lot of music in that. But that lasted for about 15 minutes. I got into it after a while, and it was just the best week of my life, honestly. The people we met, it was the same story as with the Young Life. Everyone's so accepting, everyone's so loving, and what was really introduced to me that week, as well as at club each week, was God. It was more something I considered rather than related to. It was something I listened to, something I really, I'll have a little think about that after this. But it was a little while longer. In fact, it was my second camp that I thought, I can start writing to this, the stories of Jesus and what people have told me about him, and relate it to my life. I'm going to hold it there. That's your time. Just because I'm going to go back and know that I come back to it. So, 1 moment. Yeah, right. You missed a good Magic act. Really good. So yeah, it was second Young Life camp I started relating to it. And at club, since doing the talent show, I then went on to presenting the next talent show. Now that was an opportunity I'd never been given without Young Life. And that just kept developing really. I was then asked whether I could put on the full show. And that to me was worrying, because I'd only ever done that at home. So the opportunity to do this in front of a completely new audience was a little bit nerve-wracking. But at the same time, once I did it, fantastic. It was, again, I was received by the most loving, most encouraging crowd I've ever been. Pleasure to perform to. So then we went on to second camp, and I really learned a lot more about God. I was at the stage where I wanted to learn more before committing myself to what the leaders were talking about at the time. And it was the third camp, that I felt like I considered myself a Christian. This was the point where I really felt, yeah, I consider myself a Christian. But I still obviously wanted to learn about it. And the more I've gone on with this journey, I thought, keep going. You never stop learning. I'm sure. And you just always want to absorb more and more and learn more and more about Christianity, about how you can live the best life possible. So yeah, this was at third camp, and there's a time right at the end of camp, after the crazy week we'd had all this fun, games, laughter with so many great people, so many great friends that I never went to school with, never went to the same camp club with, lived a few towns away, now great friends, some of them are here now, because the Young Life camp, so that. And yeah, there's a time at the end of the club, end of the whole camp, sorry, where we got a chance to go and sit outside and really reflect on what we learned during the week. Because during the week they talk about Jesus, they talk about God at each club, and you get to hear a little bit of the story of Jesus and how it relates to their lives in particular, which is, I think, really helped me relate it to my life. So that was that with the Camp 3. But back in Good Art, obviously, I've done about 2 shows by now. Done a few talent shows with Young Life. Fantastic opportunity. So now I got talking to Rich, and we arranged to put on 4 shows. Now, a run of 4 shows, looking back at it, Rich must have had a lot of belief and a lot of encouragement into doing what I could do, because I'm not sure I trusted someone to go about doing full-length shows somewhere. But I did them, and it was absolutely another fantastic opportunity. And each show brought in a new audience, a fresh new audience, people that had never seen my show before, and each one was received so well, up until the last show, which was, it was on Halloween. It was originally a little bit earlier, but it got moved to set on Halloween, which was great, because it also coincided with the half term. And everyone was invited, Hartford Young Life, Hoddesdon Young Life. And basically, I put the show on as usual, and the whole room was full to capacity. Now, I hadn't known this before I came out and performed, but it was full to capacity, and unfortunately, some people had to be turned away. But that just went to show how many people were there. It really was the fire risk. But it was an opportunity, and that was the stage where I thought, maybe I can do what I feel like I'm meant to do at this stage, and that's before. And that opportunity really grew my confidence as who I was. So I went from sitting at the back of the room, first class, right back, watching others, to being the person up at the front, performing. And it's that transition really that puts into perspective my journey with Young Life and my journey with Christianity. I was once an onlooker, and now I do it, I guess. So I want to talk a little bit more about how I served last year with Young Life Scotland, in a little bit, as I talk about how I'm fundraising this year, for this year's camp, really. That's what I'm going to do in a bit. But now I just want to pass you over to a very, very good friend of mine. The man that said yes when I said, oh, can I put on this crazy show? Can I put on this show, my magic show, which you've never seen before, you've only seen sort of snippets on it. Young Life, he said yes. The person that introduced me to church, the person sort of encouraged me all the way, and given me a lot of advice and a lot of knowledge on the topic of Christianity, topic a lot of stories to Jesus. I want to pass you over now, my very good friend, Mr. Rich Young.
Eddie asked me to come up and just share a little bit about what Young Life is, for maybe those of you who are maybe a little bit new to it, and just to explain it, and then set into context what Eddie's going to be doing this summer, which we're very excited for him. So Young Life is an organisation that is all about 2 things. It's all about teenagers, and it's all about Jesus. And that's really about it. And everything we do is to build relationships with teenagers. Like Eddie says, we go into schools, we do all sorts of things to build genuine friendships and relationships with teenagers, because we think they're pretty fantastic. And it is driven and motivated by the fact that all of the leaders have this relationship with this guy called Jesus. This relationship that has transformed and changed each one of our lives, so much so that we are desperate that these amazing teenage friends of ours have the opportunity to consider this Jesus person for themselves, and to make their own mind up about him and what they think of him. So that is who we are at our very core. That's who we are at our very essence. We do that through a number of different things. As Eddie said, we have something called a Young Life Club every Thursday night in the Young Life building in Hoddesdon, which is best described as an hour of organised chaos. And it involves all sorts of things. You've got a little tiny glimpse into it tonight with Gilbert and Morris. Yeah, that's something else. So a little tiny glimpse into it with Gilbert and Morris tonight. Some of the fun and some of the craziness. But all of this is really a platform for us sharing these phenomenal stories. These phenomenal stories about this guy called Jesus, who did these incredible things. In addition to that, we obviously do all sorts of things to help support and develop young people in who they are. As Eddie said, I mean, he's phenomenal, isn't he? I mean, who else is going to stand up and do this? He creates all of this. He doesn't just like look it all up online. It's a whole entertainment show. It's not just a few phenomenal tricks. But to help develop these young people. And we do all of these various things. One of the highlights of our year, though, is when we go away in the summer to what is Young Life Camp. At the minute, that's up in Scotland, and Eddie helped serve on the team there last summer. So a week at Young Life Camp we describe as the best week of your life, because we truly do everything we can to make sure that that is what it is, that that's what young people experience. They get to engage in challenging, incredible adventure activities. We've done some amazing and scary things over the years at Young Life Camps. They get to do all of this in the context of their group of friends they go with and their friends, the adult leaders that take them, and spend the week with them and do everything that they do and then come home with them. And throughout that whole week they get to hear the message about this incredible guy Jesus and who he was, and that he came to this earth to get to know us in order that we can have a relationship with God. So that is just a very little bit of what Young Life is. One of the things at Young Life Camp is that we have some of the young people who return year on year to serve the camp in order that the camp can operate and in order that their friends can hear this incredible message. So Eddie spent a month, 3 weeks there last year at the camp in Scotland, serving as a part of that team, and even got to do some of the magic up on front in front of 200 people, 220 people on the entertainment night, and went down an absolute storm, as I'm sure you can imagine. So this summer, Eddie decided that Scotland wasn't enough. He's been to Devon, he's been to Scotland. This summer, Eddie is going to America. So he is going to go out and serve for a whole month of his time at a camp in America. And he is going to work his butt off all month long in order that young people have the opportunities and the experience that he has had through Young Life. In order that young people have the opportunity and the experience to hear about this guy called Jesus, to know how special they are and how phenomenal we think they are. So a little bit tonight, Eddie's going to come back up in a minute. Eddie's going to come back in a minute and just talk a little bit more. But the core of tonight is really so that Eddie could share some of his story and some of his plans for this phenomenal summer that he has, and ask if you guys would be willing to support and partner with him in that. This is a fundraiser event for that trip in the summer. Eddie's going to raise all of this money himself to pay and cover the cost of him being there at this camp for a whole month. So we wanted to give you this evening to get an insight into that and to ask you if you'd be willing to help support Eddie financially in this phenomenal trip that he's going to be doing. So, I know we've done it once already, but could we please give the fantastic Eddie Farmer a huge round of applause?
Thank you very much, Rich. I asked Rich. Thank you very much. So yes, that's what this evening is about. A fundraising to go to America next year to serve again on summer staff. Summer staff in America. To really help give these kids the opportunity to meet Jesus and God like I did, which transformed my life completely in every single way possible. The founder of Young Life, I was going to show you a video. The founder of Young Life, Rayburn, what's his first name? Jim Rayburn. Jim Rayburn. I was going to show you a video of him talking about Young Life, really what it's about. And one of the things he said was, there's no price too high to give Jesus, to give these young people the opportunity to meet Jesus. In that essence, that's what he said. And I truly believe that, and I was going to go and serve, meet more people along the way. Alex back there, give a wave. I would never have met without going on camp last year. It's been a complete blessing on the people I've met along the way. And as we grow the team of people in the area, grow the team this year, we're always talking about next year, so I always say next year. This year, that'd be absolutely amazing. And you'd be really helping, not only me get to America physically, but a huge chain, a huge mission, I suppose that's the right word, mission. God's mission. So, with that, I want to say thank you to a few people first before I leave. I'd just like to first of all say a massive thank you to my good friend who just spoke just now, Mr. Rich Unman, for his support over the years, for helping me go from, well, I guess, an unknown magician at home to becoming a magician today. Happy to do events here and there, everywhere. But more importantly, to introduce me to Jesus Christ and the journey of the people and having support the whole way, going just for the odd coffees we go for, the real trust and encouragement, that he gives each time. And to even the person that always said yes. I just want to give a big round of applause to which leads me on to another leader. And while you're in the back, I don't know if you heard, I was talking about how you always say, nice man. Pretty much every single time since that first time, back in 2011, that first club. I just want to say a big thank you to Ed for being the real soul of Young Life, the real energy each club, the person that always used to come up to me when I was at the back, the person that used to always talk to me, and I know you still do with my brother, really get kids engaged into this thing called Young Life. So I just want to give a big applause. And next up, I just want to say a big thank you to Elise, firstly, for helping me with this mammoth amount of paperwork for this camp this year. Skyping all the way from America when we first got the ball rolling with it, really, and just always sending me the next form to fill out, the next piece of information, really supporting every step up until booking flights. And it wouldn't be possible without Elise. I'll say another big thank you to my dear friend Alex, who coincidentally out of the whole of the UK, from meeting him in Scotland, found residence in Hartford, a few miles away. So it's lovely to be able to hang out with you all this time since camp last year. So I just want to say a big thank you to you, and a big thank you for helping set up this evening. Serving manner is always shown, especially at camp. And I know that you never stop working with Young Life. You never get worn out, it doesn't seem, somehow. Always are. Apart from the evening at camp when I think either Scott or one of our fellow cabin members nudged you. He was like, it's not 10 o'clock, I'm going upstairs. I think it was too early or something like that. But I just like to say a big thank you to you guys. I just want to say a big thank you to Wormley Free Church for really, I think it was a few years ago now, it must have been 2014 when I first joined and really felt welcomed into your family. It must have been a few weeks really that I felt so comfortable with family. That's what it feels like each time I step through the door. There's not many places where you feel that welcome that quickly, and you've really helped develop my confidence and my journey with God. So I just want to say a big thank you to you all. I've had a huge mammoth list of thank yous, but I really don't want to leave anyone out. But I just want to say a big thank you to Young Life as a whole, and everyone that's helped encourage me along the way. So big round of applause to Young Life as a whole. Finally, a couple of almost it. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone for coming this evening, supporting the great adventure I may be going next few months, in the next month, in the same year, in July. So a big thank you to you all for coming. supporting this evening. That was my final thank you. Thank you. Art theatre. I've never worked somewhere where I felt so welcomed and with such a great team of people. I honestly haven't. And here we have Kat, receptionist, or a box office assistant, only retired a few days ago, for many years at Art Theatre, but I've never felt so welcomed by everyone at theatre with such great smiles. There's always a bit of friction in jobs all over the place, but since coming to this job, I've really felt that's where I'm meant to be. So just a big thank you to Art Theatre. Thank you very much for coming. What was that card? That I didn't get.
10 past, mate.
Can never forget. Okay. Well, with that, I want to say thank you very much for coming. I'll keep the party going. There's a big tray of cake at the back, so if you fancy cake. And tea, that's probably now cold. I can get some more hot water for you. Tea, cake, please join me for the next few